What's going on, guys? Your boy Jerry. Welcome back to Kashcroe Gaming. This is the Friday newsletter, September 30th. We got a lot to unpack this week, bro. There's been a lot of big gaming news that's been happening. Let's just jump into it, starting with Netflix launches its own gaming studio in Finland. This is noteworthy because this is the first studio the streamer is building from the ground up. A lot of you may not know, but Netflix already has a few studios under their belt, including Next Game, which is a Finland-based studio which Netflix acquired for, I think, around $72 million. So they're pumping a lot of money into gaming right now. Night School Studios and Boss Fight Entertainment. So this new studio will actually be their fourth gaming studio. Like I mentioned, the studio will be in Finland, headed by a former CEO and GM of Zigna, Marko Lastika. Now, according to TechCrunch, the decision to locate to Helsinki was because it's already home to some of the best talent in the industry. Now, they're still in the starting phase, so let's see what they cook up in the next couple of years. Now, in other news, E3 is returning for in-person in 2023. And I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. I don't know how to feel about this. I'm not really sure. Though I gotta say, I can't believe it's gonna be like 4 years since the last E3. That's crazy. Now, the expo will still take place in LA. The caveat being the event will be split in two. One for industry professionals such as devs, publishers, you get the point, and then for general consumers, with professional days being from June 13th to 15th, and then being opened up to the general public around June 15th to the 16th. No word of the lineup just yet, but digital showcases are still happening starting June 11th. I mean, most of the big companies have been doing their own thing, so I'm kind of interested to see what they're gonna pull up now. Now, I remember scrutinizing Sony for having their own standalone showcase, but then the pandemic happened and I was like, they may be onto something. Plus, the Summer Game Fest kind of filled in for E3 this year, and I heard Jeff Keighley said they want to do this every year. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what they do in the next couple of years because they kind of have competition now. What do you guys think? Do you think E3 should come back? Comment below, let me know. Now, let's switch things up to something that I think is pretty big. I don't know about you guys, but Razer just threw its hat in the handheld ring, developing the first 5G mobile gaming device. Crowned the Razer Edge 5G, they're teaming up with Verizon and Qualcomm to bring you the first of its kind. Now, this was recently announced at the Mobile World Congress held in Las Vegas. Players can expect to play their games anywhere, whether locally or stream from their consoles, which I think is pretty basic at this point. The only draw factor to this particular device is the fact that it's 5G. Now, I kind of remember this being shown off last year, kind of like a concept, and it was only available to developers. Now, let's look at the specs. Now, just to point out, these specs that I'm looking at right now are from the Snapdragon G3X. I don't know if they made any changes to that, but I can't find anything that's current to the Razer's Edge right now, so we're just gonna go off of that. If anything changes, I guess I can update. It features a standard ABXY controller layout with a screen in the middle. The screen itself is a 6.65 OLED display that can operate at up to 125 Hz. Like the Nintendo Switch, the device can be plugged into a TV. Though unlike the Switch, plugging it in will allow users to play the game at 4K HDR. Damn. Those specs from last year were impressive. So I don't know what improvements they've made on the new device, but if it's the same thing, man, listen. Now, jumping from one handheld to the next, there was this rumor going around that Xbox was coming out with an handheld device, but that's actually not the case. This is actually Logitech's very own handheld, which is called the Logitech G Cloud. This device was created in partnership with Logitech and Tencent Games. The G Cloud totes 12 hours of battery life and weighs in at about 463 grams. The handheld also sports a full HD display at 1080p with a 60 Hz refresh rate, haptic feedback controls, remappable buttons, and ambient light sensors. In regards to Xbox, it only supports Xbox Game Pass, but it's not exclusively tied to the device. Players can also take advantage of the NVIDIA GeForce Now and Steam via Steam Link, and play your Xbox games directly through the Xbox app. I mean, these two devices, I think they're two pretty powerful devices. By next year, there'll be so many handheld devices, I feel like you're just gonna have to just pick one because they're gonna pretty much offer the same services. Competition's getting pretty tough for the Nintendo Switch, I'm not gonna lie. Do you agree though? Comment below, let me know. So that's kind of it for this week's weekly roundup. There were a lot more news to come out, but I didn't want to cover all of them because it would be a very longer video. And I'm trying to keep a compact like 8 minutes, 10 tops. But I'm still covering all these things on the website or on Twitter. So you guys can catch me over there at Kashcroe. So yeah. Anyways, what do you guys think about the stuff we covered today? Comment below, let me know. Also, just to remind you guys, we now have a Patreon. So if you guys want to support the channel, you can go over there. The links will be in the description. You can get a bunch of perks, starting with being a producer of my videos. Also, I recently did a video about all the games that are coming out in October. You can check that video out right here. I can never remember where it's gonna come up. Thank you guys for watching. It's been your boy Dre. Like always, play on, play up. Peace.